Hi, Soul Crafters. Carmen Marshall here, and I wanted to talk about something that I've really been thinking about the past couple of weeks. It's something that I really dealt with in my teens. It became more apparent in my 20s and my 30s because I think in our teens it's there, but we're not really conscious. We don't really understand or have words as to why we're feeling the way we're feeling, and it's definitely something I really struggled with, but then kind of really started working on in my early 30s. And why I want to talk about it is it's still there. It's just that I've worked on it a lot and it only rears its head occasionally, but it's still there. And then also in a coaching session I did with my soul crafters, so for a course called Soul Craft Your Way to 100K, it was coming up with a lot of the women. And I think a lot of us as women really experience this, men as well. But because I'm a woman, I'll talk to women. I won't presume to know exactly how a guy feels, but I can definitely say I feel this way. So in my teens, it was definitely there and what it is just always caring what people thought, how I looked, how I was coming across, getting it perfect, getting it right, wanting to be the best at whatever I was doing. And it comes from this deep-seated feeling of us not being good enough, and specifically, I'm not good enough. And I know a lot of us struggle with this. It was in my 20s, definitely. In my 30s, I started recognizing it and then started working on it, but it still comes up occasionally. So in my 20s, where I really started noticing that it was affecting my business, was that anytime I had to do a presentation or a speech or just anything, I would feel like I would have to memorize it, like verbatim, word by word, because I didn't want to get it wrong. I wanted to get up there and be perfect. And you can imagine how much time that took, like memorizing every single speech, just crazy. So there came a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just don't have the time. And I started realizing I just needed to speak from my heart. And then that's, of course, when the presentations ended up being better. But it took me a long time to get to there. And this was all around the time where I started working on it. And then, in other things, just, wanting to be the best at whatever I did, or always having to get it perfect. And I know you can probably, or many of you can probably relate to this. Then it came up more recently because I thought I had actually, it would come up occasionally, but I thought for the most part, okay, I don't worry about being perfect anymore. I just, I can be more messy. I can get up there and just speak off the cuff. It doesn't have to be completely rehearsed, etc. But where I saw it come up, it was so interesting. I went to this amazing dance course by Galen Hooks about a month ago. And it was called her light version. So it was for dancers who weren't professionals, not in music videos. So, definitely people that love dance, but they're not dance professionals. So I went thinking, okay, this will be exactly for me. When I went into the course, I was like the bottom of the 10. Like the other 10 were amazing dancers, and I was like number 10. And so for the first 2 hours, I was so worried about how I was looking and I wasn't getting it right. And they filmed us, and you can see in the filming how worried I look and how unfree I look. And then about 2 hours into it, I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go for it. And you can see a marked difference between when I'm really caring about what I look like and I don't want to get it wrong, to where I'm just like, okay, I'm just going for it. And it's so much more joyful. I actually became a better dancer. I didn't move levels. I didn't become like number 1. I was still number 10. But I was my own better because I wasn't caring as much. And it really made me realize that, wow, I still have this in me. And here I thought, for the most part, it's gone. I don't care what I look like. But I do. I still do. And I think as we get older, we do work on things, but we always have to look at these things and see, where still is it at? Not that it makes us wrong, but where is it stopping us in our life? Because in those 2 hours where I was worried about what I looked like, I was stopping myself from having fun. It was affecting how I felt about myself. I wasn't throwing myself in and learning in the way that I could have if I just had to just throw myself in, which I eventually did. So it really made me look at myself like, where am I still caring about what I look like? Where am I still caring about being perfect? And I also realized that the longer we're in our businesses, we become better at the things that we're doing, and we may stop or forget that we still have to take risks and we still need to do things that are completely out of our comfort zone, because we don't have to do that as much anymore. Now I'm 48 years old. 38, where did that come from? 48 years old in just a couple of weeks. So there's things that I'm good at where I don't have to put myself out on the line as much, but I still should be, because that's where the magic is. Like, that's where the learning and the growth. So the dance course just helped me more than actually any personal development course has in a long time. So that was a big realization for me, to keep looking at where am I still scared of what I look like, and maybe I'm not opening myself up to a bigger opportunity if I would just let that go. And then it came up in this great coaching session with all these great women, and it was all the same message. We're worried about having to get it right. We're worried about being perfect. And there was this wonderful, beautiful woman who we were on a Zoom conference call, and she didn't want to, she didn't have her camera on because it was early in the morning, and she was just a little bit worried about what she would look like. And at the end, we're like, you've got to come on because we've got to take a picture of all of us. And so she came on, and of course she looked stunning. She just looked natural. And it also made me realize that as women, I think we also, for our own selves, need to give up perfection. But also, if we do that, it gives the other women in our lives the permission to stop having to be perfect as well. And so things like, do we always feel like we have to be made up? Do we always feel like we have to look great? The minute that we can actually be less hard on ourselves, that will give other women the permission to be less hard on themselves as well. And just a couple of days ago, I went to this beautiful pole dancing class, and the pole dance instructor was amazing, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But I so respected her because she was wearing quite a skimpy outfit, as we do in pole dance, and she had cellulite. And here she's this gorgeous woman, just totally comfortable in her body, which made me feel more comfortable in my body having cellulite as well. So I think it's really powerful for us as women to let go of being perfect for ourselves, but also let go of being perfect and looking perfect in other women's eyes, because as soon as we just let ourselves be ourselves, it gives other women permission to be themselves as well. And wouldn't it be great if we can all just take a collective sigh of relief and just think, I don't have to be perfect. I can just be myself. I can come to a Zoom video first thing in the morning, my hair's all over the place, I don't have makeup on, and just be loved for being authentic and real. So that is my wish for you, that you can let go of having to be perfect. I know it's something I'm going to continue looking at, since I realize it's still there for me. And that can we all give more women and men, but especially women, permission to just not be perfect, be natural, who we are, and just let everyone have a big, or breathe a big sigh of relief. Wouldn't that be nice? So hopefully that's helpful for you in soul crafting your life. I will see you on the next video. As always, please comment if you have any insights or anything that you would like to contribute, and share away, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.